Shoots and Scores Hockey Talk, where we talk everything hockey. I am John.
Mike.
I'm Chris.
All right, guys, let's go. The first topic tonight is Kirill Kaprizov. He just inked a new contract extension for 8 damn years and $136 million, giving Kaprizov the richest NHL contract ever. What do you two think about this extension? Is it a win-win for everyone? Now, Mike, I'm going to start with you. Is it a win-win for everybody? What do you think?
Well, it's definitely a win for him. I don't know if it's a win for the Wild or not, and I don't know if it's a win for the rest of the NHL because this is going to set a new standard. So a lot of these players coming up for free agency are going to look at, where they stand compared to this. So everybody's getting a raise when you look at that contract now. Even when we see, the cap's going up. However, you can't give everybody a significant raise like that with
No.
the cap not going up a huge amount. So, but so a win for Kaprizov. The Wild, we'll see. I mean, I know they were able to sign Rossi at a fairly decent rate. They do have a lot of younger guys locked up there already. So, but it's a win for all the players, definitely.
Chris, what do you think?
Yep.
Is it a win-win for everybody? What do you think of this contract extension? Big dollars here.
Yep. No, it definitely is. Minnesota, they couldn't trade him, right? When you develop a superstar in the market they're in, they couldn't afford, right? They didn't have any leverage, right? They had to pay what he wanted to keep him happy, keep him there, and they did that. I know we talked about, 16 was a big number. I say he wanted 19. He settled for 17. But then when the details came out and he's getting like 96 million in the first 4 years, I'm sure that's why the AAV went down a little bit because of all
Right.
the upfront money, right? So he was looking 18, 19. And this was going to lead to probably a $20 million AAV player here probably within the next year with the salary cap continuing to escalate. But yeah, Minnesota had no leverage. They had to keep him. Any trade is not going to help them. They're not going to get a player like him. And now they got 4, I guess, core players. Are they going to win a Stanley Cup? No. Are they going to be a competitive playoff team for the next 5, 6, 7 years? Yes, right. But that contract will be hard for them to actually create a Stanley Cup champion in Minnesota.
I know that Kaprizov is 28, and this is an 8-year deal.
That doesn't start for another year. It doesn't start this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it seems to be a little long in the tooth. Maybe I'm sure this is what he wanted, obviously, but what do you guys think? Yes. I mean, should they have given him 8 years? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Again, they had no leverage.
They had no leverage. They had no choice.
No leverage. Yeah.
They had to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a part B to this question, guys, and that is how long is it going to take for Kaprizov's record-breaking contract to not be the highest-paying contract in NHL history? How long is it going to take, guys? What do you think, Mike?
Well, as soon as McDavid signs his contract, that's that. As Chris mentioned, as we were talking prior to, Jack Eichel is the only other guy coming up that will probably get something close to that range. But McDavid's going to surpass that unless he really takes a hometown discount. But I can't see him not being the highest paid player in the NHL.
What about Draisaitl? When's his contract up? Anybody know?
He re-signed long term.
Yeah, he re-signed.
Oh, okay.
He's locked up for a while.
Okay. Chris, what do you think?
I'm sure he regrets it too.
Yes, because Draisaitl did have the top paid for a winger, but now that's no longer even close.
Right.
Whenever McDavid signs, he'll set the new standard. Eichel's going to get a good deal. He'll have to get something, but I don't know if he can reach that, especially if Vegas wants to stay competitive. I don't think they can give Eichel a deal like that. And I think the next one is probably Cale Makar. I believe he's 2 years. He's got 2 years left. And I don't
Yes.
understand why defensemen don't get paid. Defensemen play the most; they're the most important position on the ice. You know, Cale Makar's contract could reset what the defense
Oh yeah.
value is in the NHL when he comes up
I
here.
already know what Mike's thinking. He's going to Philly. I already know
Oh,
he's thinking.
he's not
I
going
could
to
only
Philly.
wish. I could only wish. Should have drafted him years ago. But yeah, he will set the new standard for a defenseman contract once his is
You
due.
know, pretty easy to see that coming. All right. Well, let's go on to the second question here. Second topic. Team questions, guys. I have a few team questions I would like to go over with you and just see what you think. I'm going to float a few things here. Oh, man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but are the Buffalo Sabres finally going to make a playoff run? What do you think? Just quick, rapid fire. Do you think they're going to make a playoff run, guys? What do you think?
No,
No,
No.
no.
no. The goaltending is the same. The defense is the same. I, I, I
They
don't.
can score some goals.
Oh, they can score. They got the Thompson guy, but he also gives up a lot of goals. You know, he's not good 5-on-5. Like they just, I don't know if it's a lack of grit, a lack of winning, but you know, they just, I no,
I
I
think it's
don't.
too much snow in the winter. I think is what's going on there. All right, the next one is how much better will the Rangers be this year, guys? What do you think?
I think the Rangers are going to be a playoff team this year, and I think it's going to be Montreal that's going to lose their spot to them.
Oh, wow. Oof. There's going to be some people
Oh,
listening to this that are not going to be
oh,
happy with you.
oh, oh.
Oof. I can already see the hatred comments coming towards us now.
I,
Chris, what do you think?
I lean towards Washington falling out and having the Rangers get in there myself, but
Your disdain for Washington, I just don't understand.
it's facts. It's
Undefeated in
all
the
analytics.
preseason.
It's all analytics. I was going to say I'll make a comment later. I see the Athletic had their point predictions. They got released, and yeah,
Okay, yes.
Washington fell some as
All right.
expected.
All right. So
But
Chris
the
managed to
Rangers,
go out.
I think JT Miller is is probably the exact type of player that Rangers needed, especially from last year. Drop off there, and yeah, I think the Rangers and they still got one of the best goalies in the world. So yeah, they'll be
Okay.
back
All
in the
right.
playoffs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're allowed to think the Rangers are better and that Washington sucks. You're allowed to think that. We'll see what happens. And lastly, guys, will Nashville be any better this year? Well, they're probably going to be better. Can they be worse? Is it possible?
It's all about Josie. If he's healthy, he can push them. But I still don't see a playoff team there. No.
Mike?
Yeah, I don't think they're a playoff team either, but you know, I don't think that they can be any worse. So, the teams that were below them, I think, are still going to be below them. So, I think if anything, they'll be marginally better, but they aren't going to be challenging for a playoff spot.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go on to our third topic. And this is more for hockey pool people. I'm just wondering from you guys who are involved in several hockey pools and have won your fair share of hockey pools over the years. Can we get a couple of players to keep an eye out for, maybe for these hockey pools? Maybe during our preseason, the NHL. Does anyone catch your fancy for hockey pool's sake, and for what reason? What do you think, Mike? Can you give us a couple of goodies out there?
Well, I mean, if you're looking at preseason, most of these teams are not playing their regulars very much, and basically the ones that are playing their regulars are just getting them out there just to basically have a skate and to get
Right.
into shape. They're not looking to light it up or anything in that regard. I mean, if you look at the preseason scoring leaders, it's the majority is a bunch of no names. They're or depth players on most teams, so they're getting the playing time. But as far as guys that have stood out in the preseason, if you're looking at points, is former Flyer Morgan Frost with Calgary. He's had a good preseason, but
I know you're not taking him.
if he's the Morgan Frost I know, he's he's not going to do anything in the regular season. So um, Hendrix Lapierre, rookie for the Capitals, has had a good preseason. Wyatt Johnson of the Stars,
Oh
who
yeah.
he's a pretty good player. He's had a good preseason as well. So, and that should translate over to regular season for him. Um, Yanni Neiman of Seattle. They're giving him a look. I mean, he can be a scorer, but he's probably more of a depth guy. But he's doing well also. But it's really hard to read into any of these preseason games, to be perfectly honest, because they're just trying to get to see what they got with some of these guys and where they'll fit in
Right.
as depth guys or one of their top call ups for them from the minors when the injuries hit. So
Okay. Chris, what do you have to say?
You might not call him a sleeper pick, but after the last couple of years, it's a guy who I expect to get back to one of the top players in the league, and that's Elias Pettersson.
Right. Yeah, you're
A
expecting him to do
player,
good things.
a player of his pedigree has to get back to what he was before because the drop off is incredible. And
Mike's rolling his eyes at you there.
no,
yeah,
no, I agree. He's got to be better than what he's shown the last couple of years. So
yeah, he was a top five center in the league 3 years ago, and then it's just unknown what happened. Right, it wasn't really injuries either. Right? He just fell off the turnip truck, as we would say. But
he didn't like
he's
JT
somebody.
Moore's motivation, I don't think. So
No, he did
No,
not.
no, he did not enjoy tough love.
No.
Uh, um, and then I would say the top guys on the Columbus Blue Jackets, right? Kent Johnson, Fantilli, like they've got a lot of offensive guys there, and people might be sleeping on them, but Columbus scored a lot of goals last year as a team, especially down the stretch. And
They Columbus really surprised me last year. I mean, I was not expecting that. I thought they were going to be the one of the worst teams in the league, and they almost made it.
mhm.
So they played well enough, and then was it with a couple of weeks left, and they go into a bit of a losing skid, and then it
yeah.
screwed them over. I believe. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. But
If I
Chris, what
remember correctly.
about that stud defenseman Cam York? He's got to be on your radar. Like I know he was last year. You were
I kept him on my list as like
nice little
everybody is gone. I've got a $1 player to select, and
$1.
if he if
Oh,
he's
I
if
think you
he's
were up to almost $15
Yeah,
bidding on him last year.
if he's going to be sitting there, I might have to take a swing.
He's all yours.
New coach, right? New
It's
coach.
all yours. Doesn't matter.
I think we just got the $1 beauty right there. So,
Mhm.
all right. So the fourth and final question for this evening is: I'm going to throw this out there to you guys. We're going to start off early here at Shoots and Scores Hockey Talk. All right, guys, are the Vegas Golden Knights your favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year? What do you think, Chris? Are they your favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year?
Because of Marner? No,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
no, no.
No.
No, the West is still going to be a big problem for a lot of the elite teams to try to maneuver and get through. So it'd be hard for me to consider Vegas, a step above the other elite teams in the West. So no,
Jack Eichel, come on.
would not be my favorite.
Okay, Mike, is Chris just crazy, or do I know what I'm talking about here?
They're not my favorite either. However, I do think they will be one of the possibly the two finalists in the West. The Florida Panthers are still the favorite, even though they've got some injuries and stuff. I think come playoff time they'll be ready to roll once again.
Well,
So
they had injuries last year. You said right on this show that they were playing possum. I remember you said that at the end of the season. They were whooping everybody in the playoffs.
yeah,
And you just think it's going to start all over again, playing possum once again.
and I mean the thing is too with Florida is they've got enough depth that even missing Barkov and Tachuk, they're still better than probably half the league. Like missing those two guys. I mean, Tachuk will be back. They're saying December, so we'll see. But once he comes back, and Barkov, they're saying is going to miss the whole regular season, and then maybe some of the playoffs. I got a feeling that come playoff time, he's going to like he knows that the window is wide open for them to win this again. So I'm sure that they're going to have him doing a lot of rehab, like not
Right.
just coasting and taking it easy to get him back in time for the playoffs. So, and they've got all their guys locked up there pretty much, except for long term, except for Bobrovsky. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be back too. I can't see him leaving. So, But
Well, why
I
would you
still
leave a
think
winner?
Florida's the favorite. Vegas I think is definitely one of the top contenders in the West, and the rumors are that the Carter Hart signing is imminent for them. So,
Oh, don't go too much into that because I'm going to ask you
oh,
about it here.
okay, didn't know. All right. So, anyways,
Well, I'll probably cut that. I'll probably cut that out actually, just because.
whatever. You can still bring it up if you want.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, guys, let's go into our final part of our little extravaganza that we have going here tonight, and we'll get into the hockey profits segment, where you two are what I call the hockey prophets, and we're going to put some time on the clock, which I forgot to get my timer going, but whatever, that's okay. So we're going to start off with Chris. Chris, are you ready?
Yep.
Number one, can you tell us which team will be the surprise team of not making the playoffs for this year? Who's not going to make the playoffs? That everybody
Well,
thinks is going to make the playoffs.
well, everybody thinks Washington is them. So I don't know. I think that was the easiest question I ever got.
Well, I like to give you a softball question once in a while because I know we are
No,
hard on you here.
I hit
So,
that one out of the park one. I hit it right out of the park. It's gone. It's
is that a
gone.
Toronto Blue Jays home run out of the
Yep.
park? Is that what's going on
Oh
there?
yeah. Yeah. Washington Caps. See ya.
All right. Number two, Mike, the same question. Which surprise team do you think will not make the playoffs this year? And don't say the Washington Capitals.
I will not say the Capitals because I think they're still a playoff team. I
So
think
do
it's
I.
because they beat Carolina out all the time. I think maybe that's what it is. So,
I think they're a playoff team as well, Mike. So
but
I agree with you.
I don't think there's any surprise teams that are going to miss the playoffs. I do think it's like I said, Montreal. I think it's more of the wild card teams there that are going to miss the playoffs.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Number three, Chris, the hockey news is saying the Buffalo Sabres, once again, defense could be the difference this year. True or false?
The difference for them not making the playoffs?
No,
True.
to make the playoffs.
To make the playoffs is because of
Yes,
the
sir.
defense.
Yes, that's what it said in the hockey news. I thought, well, after we talked about Buffalo, I'm going to have to ask this question to Chris and see what he thinks about this.
So, today's hockey news is not like the 80s and 90s hockey news when there was actually people there that actually knew what they were talking about, like Bob
I'm
McKenzie and the boys.
I'm just telling you
Uh,
what the article said.
these articles are young guys, and they really are. Yeah, I think they're desperate to be GMs or something in the league, but no. Defense? No. What? They think the guy from Arizona they got was what's his name? The
Kessel.
Arizona defenseman. Kesselring. They must really think he's him. But no, sorry.
Okay, all right. Number four, Mike, hot or not? Sidney Crosby will once again get over 90 points. Last year, Crosby had 91 points and 33 goals. Hot or not?
Yeah, I think he can still get 90. I'll
Yeah,
say hot.
that's all right. Cool. All right. Number five, Chris, can you give me a bounce back player for this year, Chris?
I think I
You
spoiled that
said
one for
Pedersen.
you there.
Well, yes, you
Elias
did.
Pettersson. Elias
You
Pettersson.
you didn't know that these questions were coming. That's
No, I
fine. But
didn't. No, I
but
didn't.
can you think of anyone else? I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you think of someone else? Maybe.
I will
I know.
take the next step up.
It's going to be
I guess
Cam York,
personally,
Chris. Cam
no, it's
York.
not Cam York. It's
Oh,
not Cam
no?
York. One guy who needs to step up. No more injuries and complaining about previous injuries is Andrei Shevnikov. Is that hits pretty close, right?
Oh, okay.
It's
All right. Yeah.
he's
That's a good one.
26 now, 7 years in the league. It's enough, right? If you got to show up, it's time to show up.
All right. Okay. Well, and finally, number six, Mike, and I made sure I saved this question for you at the end on purpose as soon as I read it. Will Carter Hart make the Vegas Golden Knights? Mike, what do you think about this?
Oh, absolutely. He'll be the 1B, I'll say, once his suspension is over. Aiden Hill will still be the starter unless he has a really bad first half. And come December the 1st, once Carter Hart's able to play, who knows? But it should be Aiden Hill's job to lose. So if he's playing well, he'll maintain it, and Carter Hart will fill in probably 40% of the time once he's back.
Did you ever think that Aiden Hill is just he's like Chris Osgood? He's just good enough.
To a certain degree, yes. he's been through a few teams on the league, and he was nothing more than a backup goalie, basically. So he was with, Arizona. He was with San Jose. I think he was with the Kings, maybe. Anyways, but he seems to have, he's a bigger guy, so he kind of found his groove in Vegas. I mean, it helps that the Vegas team, is better than any team that he's been on, so
Right.
that'll make a difference as well. But he's solid. He's not a tier one goalie by any stretch, but
And you don't have to be either
you
to
don't
win the
have to
cup.
be, especially when you got a strong team in front of you that you can be average to slightly above average and still be able to get the wins with those teams. So
Right. Any animosity because Carter Hart's not with the Flyers?
no, I couldn't see them bringing him back after that whole fiasco. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And I mean, I know he said that he wanted to move on, and I'm sure, despite the Flyers' goaltending being AHL number one caliber goaltending, they probably could have used him.
Franchise goalies. I
But
was told
yeah,
three franchise goalies in Philadelphia. Benji has reminded me of three franchise goalies.
we still have three.
I think he traded one away, and now
Yeah,
Carter Hart's leaving. I think
Editov's
you're down
not
to two.
Columbus's franchise goalie. AHL franchise goalies. That's what.
AHL. I didn't know the
Yeah,
AHL part.
yeah.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Well, here's the thing: you got to look at all these former Flyer goalies that have, stepped up with other teams. You got Bobrovsky, you got Stallers, you got Pickard with Edmonton, who stepped in last year. The Flyers just didn't like. They had all these guys.
I
They
saw
were
that.
their number one goalie factory, but they just let them go.
I saw that the Oilers playoff or the Oilers exhibition game the other day. It was Jean-Luc Picard that started for them. It was Picard. He was out there.
Well,
He's
the
going to
Oilers
take that
also just
starting job.
they just picked Ingram up from Utah.
Oh
So
yeah, and I meant to write that down and ask you guys, what did you think of that? What do you think of Ingram?
I don't know. I don't know what to think of that right now because it's tough to say. Like, I don't think Skinner's the answer. So I think they're
You've
just
been
trying to
saying that
bring
for
in,
2 years.
yeah, I think they're just trying to bring in more options just in case. Which, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think Ingram or Pickard are really any better, but
Ingram went through waivers. Nobody picked him up, so
yeah.
that should tell you enough.
So what will he be making?
Oh, he's Arizona or Utah's paying like almost half the contract. So
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
800. I think it was 1.9 million, and they're going to cover half. I think.
yeah,
Wow,
pretty.
they really wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah. Well, he asked to. He asked to be
Yeah, okay.
let go,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah. Not sure what's going
Yeah, they
on in
they
Utah
they
land.
told him that he wasn't gonna make the team because they just brought in Vanacek to be the backup goalie there. So
Okay, yeah.
so they basically gave him explore other options type of thing.
Yeah, end up with Edmonton. If you're a goalie and you have nowhere to go to Edmonton because they're looking for anybody that can stop
And
a
it's a
puck.
chance to be the number one there. It's wide
Yes, I
open.
mean they'll give you the opportunity probably, I'm sure. So all right, guys, is there anything else you wanted to say about tonight's episode before we call it a show? Oh, yeah. What's that, Chris? What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. So that shout out to the Athletic and Claude last week, right? His question about did the
Oh,
Blackhawks still the worst team,
yes.
and on the Athletics points prediction, yes, the Blackhawks were dead last in their valuation for potential points. I can't remember the total it was, but they were last. So Claude is
Was
right. The Athletic
was
agrees.
was San Jose the second worst?
I want to say yes. Yeah, they still got those two, 1-2. The Capitals, I think, was 11th or 12th. I just looked up Carolina. Carolina was fifth, so I don't know who the top four were. I didn't check that, but I know Carolina was fifth. But yeah, Washington was like 11th or 12th.
I'm surprised that Carolina didn't want to try and sign Carter Hart.
Oh, they were interested, but I guess I don't know if Vegas is paying more money or he suspects he can play there.
Maybe he likes the weather there better. Well, Carolina would be a nice place to play too, though.
It's
So.
free, income free, yeah, income tax free.
Yeah, income tax rate. Can't argue with that. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to call it a show for tonight. So, folks, like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next week. Later.
Later.
Later.